Hi fellow weirdlings, Chandler Baker here, and I'm going to talk to you about summer. For most people, summer is met with dread and a sense of nausea about trying to fit into a bikini and wondering whether you can lose 5 pounds in the next 3 minutes. But for book nerds, it means one thing, and that's summer reading. So I'm going to help you fill up your beach bag with great book recommendations for you to read poolside. First up is Half Bad by Sally Green. It's a British young adult fantasy set in modern day England where white witches are good, black witches are evil, and 15-year-old Nathan comes somewhere in between. If you're really hipster and want to say that you were into X before X was even a thing, then you should pick up this book. It was such a big deal at last year's Book Expo America that they sent copies of the unedited manuscript, which is what this is, to readers everywhere, and it sparked an auction, meaning a bunch of publishing houses were bidding on it, that literally almost exploded the universe. It's supposed to be the next Harry Potter, but with torture. It's really dark and it's really tense, and if I could tie it up in a bow and send it to your house, I totally would. So we're gonna pack this, and to go with it, every girl needs a romper because you can slip it on without having to put the book down, take it on and off. This one's from Target, and it's really easy. Next up, we have Panic, which is another 2014 book. It's by Lauren Oliver. Lauren Oliver wrote these 2 books. I actually read Panic on my Kindle, but Before I Fall and Delirium are her probably most well-known book. Delirium was turned into a pilot for Fox, starring Emma Roberts, but actually didn't get picked up last fall. Panic is a great book. It's set in Carp, which is a small town in the middle of nowhere, where there's a deadly game played by graduating seniors, and throughout the book, the students learn that everyone has a reason for wanting to win Panic. Panic is really high stakes. The game is deadly at every turn. I was never expecting what the next challenge was gonna be or who was gonna win the game in the end, and it will keep you turning pages the whole time while you're at the pool. Also, don't panic. Bring your sunscreen for your beach bag. Third, we've got Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. Anna has short boys and girls with gap teeth, and it's set in Paris with lots of kissing, and it sounds really fluffy, which would be okay because we don't judge people for what they read, but it's actually more akin to a John Green than, say, a chick lit book. Don't forget to bring your chapstick for vicarious kissing scenes and UV protection. Next up, we have In the Woods by Tana French. This is actually an adult book, but it was my beach read on vacation, and it is so good, you guys. It's set in Dublin, and it's a normal crime procedure, but with a huge twist, and I'll admit that I'm recommending this one selfishly because I just want more people to talk about the end with. You will never see it coming, I promise. Even if you think you'll see it coming, it's amazing, and I stayed up till 2 after taking a red-eye flight for it. And since In the Woods is so unputdownable, you will need a snack so that you don't get hangry like me when I don't eat. Preferably something that doesn't melt in the sun like these blueberry pomegranate trail mix crunch things. Lastly, I have 2 bonus books. I've read both of them on my Kindle, so I don't have them here, but We Were Liars is by E. Lockhart. It's set in Cape Cod, where Cadence Sinclair comes from a wealthy family, and she has suffered an accident during her 15th summer in Cape Cod with her friends who are nicknamed the Liars, and she suffers through amnesia and debilitating migraines to try to figure out what went wrong that summer. So for We Were Liars, channel your inner Cape Cod, pack your Sperry's or your other boat shoes so you can be super preppy. And lastly, Eleanor and Park. I stressed out about whether or not to recommend this to you guys because I have to think that you've read it, but just in case you hadn't read it yet, the thought stressed me out so much. So read it. It's about comic books, and it's set in the 80s and has great 80s music and crimped hair, and it's about the first time that you fall in love, and you should pack your headphones because you'll want to look up all the great bands mentioned. And here's your beach bag, which is really heavy, like any good book nerd's beach bag should be. So like this if you like it. In the comments, tell me what I should pack in my beach bag. Make sure that you subscribe to all the Weird Girls social media, and definitely this channel. Follow us at www.weird-girls.com.